Tonight on Cronkite News, hosting a World Series in the Valley. Phoenix PD and Valley Metro are ready for 3 nights of D-backs baseball.
Plus, how surviving a zombie apocalypse could prepare you for living through natural disasters.
And as the Diamondbacks make their World Series run, we take a closer look at rookie sensation Corbin Carroll's journey through the lens of his former coaches and a close friend. Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Tabitha Bland.
And I'm Jacob Luthi. Thank you for joining us.
For the first time since 2001, the D-backs are playing a World Series game here at home. And fans are excited for 3 consecutive nights of D-backs baseball.
Cronkite News reporter Adriana Gonzalez-Chavez tells us how fans are getting here and how city officials are prepping for a big impact on the economy.
Thousands of fans are pouring into downtown businesses as they're coming to support their favorite baseball team out here by Chase Field. Arizona is used to these kinds of busy sporting days because we had the Super Bowl just back in February, which was the busiest day ever recorded in Arizona history. Valley Metro is ready to help fans safely support their Arizona team. Brittany Hoffman is the Public Information Officer for Valley Metro and says this is a special time for the light rail.
We weren't operating light rail back in 2001 during the first World Series. So this is really exciting because this is our first opportunity to take fans to the World Series.
Since the D-backs started their series run, planning for the arrival of fans has not stopped.
Because it takes a village to bring these events to town and make sure that everyone stays safe. So coordinating with our city partners, different local organizations to make sure that we can get people where they need to go safely is always our top priority.
Phoenix is not unfamiliar with hosting these kinds of events. Police Sergeant Brian Bauer says the Super Bowl has prepared them for this moment. But Bauer still encourages people to be mindful of one another while having a good time.
Be patient when you're driving, be patient when you're parking, and more importantly, enjoy. Enjoy our weather here, enjoy the accommodations that we have in Phoenix and along the valley.
He also has some tips to help people remember where they park.
Just keep a good mental note. Take a picture on your cell phone of where you might have parked your vehicle. There's a lot of parking garages in the downtown and the local area that kind of look similar. So take a picture of that intersection. So if you get lost, you can reach out for help.
Just so you have an idea of the financial impact these kinds of sporting events have on Arizona, an ASU study showed that the Super Bowl brought in $1.3 billion into the state. In Phoenix, Adriana Gonzalez-Chavez, Cronkite News.
Thanks, Adriana. Now we'll see you a little bit later with weather. In the meantime, fans are excited for the World Series to return to Phoenix, and the ticket sales prove it. According to StubHub, more tickets were sold for tonight's Game 3 than in any other series. Part of this has to do with the Diamondbacks having a bigger stadium than the Rangers, but the extra space will still cost you. The highest ticket price we have seen at Chase this series is $10,000. The most expensive ticket for tomorrow's game is $9,000.
You'll need to be a little older to purchase tobacco in Tempe. This after the City Council voted to raise the minimum age to buy tobacco to 21 from 18. The new ordinance also requires tobacco sellers to have a license. Tempe leaders say the goal is to reduce e-cigarette use.
Another organization is looking out for the health of pregnant women, specifically women of color. As Cronkite News reporter Roxanne De La Rosa found out, a new survey says that women of color are likely to experience mistreatment during their pregnancies.
Lakeisha Muhammad gave birth to her daughter more than 15 years ago. She says she was told by her doctor that her baby girl was in a breech position.
There are ways and there's techniques to deliver breech babies. None of that was offered to me. I was told that she would be a C-section because she was breech.
Muhammad says she felt groggy and sedated from her C-section.
But to not receive any sort of communication and understand where my hours-old newborn was for that period of time was actually quite traumatic for me.
In Arizona, more than 34% of Black women deliver via cesarean, more than any other race, according to the March of Dimes. Muhammad's birth experience set her on a journey to become a midwife who teaches mothers to advocate for themselves. She sees the disparities in treatment in her line of work.
That would come as no surprise to those of us who are doing birth work here in this nation and also here in Arizona. It is what we witness when we are in birthing rooms, when we are supporting families.
Erica Glaze is a certified lactation consultant and is expecting her second child. She remembers how she was treated while pregnant with her first child.
I had a nurse come in who was getting ready to administer like a medication. She's like, "Oh, I thought you were my high school patient, my 17-year-old high school patient down the hall." And I'm like, "No, like you should look at my chart." And then she also made a comment about me going to WIC and getting a pump.
Now she supports and educates breastfeeding mothers. Glaze says there's a lack of representation in the field of birth workers.
This is why we do this work. This is why BIPOC birth workers are here, because we know that mistreatment is happening. Mistreatment, when we heard that it's sometimes physical and sometimes it's a lot verbal too. It's what providers say, it's how they say it.
According to a survey by the National Institute for Healthcare Management, 40% of women of color experience mistreatment and discrimination while pregnant. Both Muhammad and Glaze primarily work with women of color. Muhammad says she builds relationships with her patients.
We are in a state of emergency. We have women who are dying. We have babies who are dying. Everyone should be talking about this.
In Tempe, Roxanne de la Rosa, Cronkite News.
The Arizona Department of Education released its annual evaluation of Arizona schools. The report revealed that 14 schools in Arizona got a failing grade. That includes 5 in Maricopa County, like Gila Bend High School and the Arizona Autism Charter Schools. These rankings are based on graduation rates, progress towards education, and attendance. Schools are characterized by traditional K through 8, traditional 9 through 12, alternative, and hybrid schools. These rankings are not final, and schools may appeal their rating until November 15th.
Coming up next, President Biden steps into the world of AI. How a new executive order aims to protect consumers from the misuse of artificial intelligence.
Plus, you might need a jacket trick-or-treating tomorrow. Adriana Gonzalez-Chavez is at Chase Field with your weather report.
And that's the way it is. Monday, September.
Newscasting has changed a lot since the time of Walter Cronkite. That's why here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism, you can learn the studio production skills of today in real time. Whether you want to work audio, direct, technical direct, design graphics, or you can even run the floor. It's all part of the Television Production and Graphics Lab here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. We're going on in 3, 2...
Did you know newsrooms today are looking for bilingual journalists? Cronkite Noticias prepares you to cover diverse communities. In Cronkite Noticias, you will obtain an unforgettable experience.
Nopales como este van a tumbar.
Cronkite Noticias.
And develop your skills with the latest technology.
Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communications Phoenix Sports Bureau provides students with hands-on learning experiences and opportunities in sports journalism. From covering local high schools, colleges, and the pros, students get the opportunity to go live from our Facebook shows covering local, collegiate, and pro sports in the Valley. From digital reporting, broadcast, social media, and producing, there's opportunities for all. For more, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Welcome back. Now, with Halloween approaching, there's a good chance you might see some zombies walking around the streets. No, not real zombies, of course.
Yeah, but it turns out those pretend monsters might have real-world applications, as Renee Romo reports from our Washington bureau.
What do zombie apocalypses and natural disasters have in common? Apparently, a lot more than you might think.
For some people, it can be a great way to kind of have a playful approach to something that's otherwise really scary.
Actipis, the assistant director of research at ASU's Global Futures Laboratory, says many people have a hard time thinking about what they would do in the event of a natural disaster, but that it's a lot easier to imagine how to prepare for a zombie apocalypse.
One of the reasons that the zombie apocalypse is a great tool for thinking about just in general being ready for disasters is because the kinds of things that you would need to do to get ready for a zombie apocalypse are similar to things that you might do to get ready for other disasters.
And there's research to back that up. Colton Scrivener said a study he and some colleagues conducted in 2020 showed that those who watched apocalyptic style or horror movies did a lot better in the early months of the COVID-19 pandemic.
And the basic idea behind that is that if you engage in scary play, you kind of learn how to regulate feelings of fear and anxiety in a safe setting, and then you can kind of import those skills to situations where it's not play.
Scrivener, who is also an ASU research project manager, said that one other thing to take away from zombie apocalypse movies is the importance of human community.
Even always the zombies, right? It's typically other groups of humans who have their own agendas and their own sort of set of morals and rules, and those typically become, if they're not initially, they become the biggest threat.
I've thought about surviving a zombie apocalypse, and I'm pretty sure I wouldn't, but real-world apocalypses might not be so scary to think about now. In Washington, Renee Romo, Cronkite News.
Scrivener and Actipists say there is plenty to worry about besides zombies. In addition to the ones we all know about, like climate change, war, and pandemics, Scrivener says he worries about how humans might respond to aliens and to AI.
President Biden is thinking about an AI. In fact, he signed an executive order today requiring standards and protections for the technology. Biden's executive order builds on voluntary commitments already made by technology companies, according to AP. The order requires developers to share safety test results with the government and requires the creation of new guidelines to ensure public safety. The order also addresses privacy, civil rights, and consumer protections.
And October 30th is the date new laws go into effect in Arizona. Any bills approved by the legislature and signed by Governor Katie Hobbs became law today. The Arizona Republic posted a list of several new laws that could affect you. For example, if your phone number is on the National Do Not Call list, solicitors will be prohibited from texting you. Also, school suspensions are back for kindergartners through fourth graders after school officials asked for the change to help with classroom control. And 911 dispatchers are eligible for trauma services after new law passed unanimously to expand counseling services to these men and women. And if you're sending in a mail-in ballot for this year's election, Arizona election officials recommend sending it by November 1st. Ballots must be received by Election Day on November 7th. Postmarks don't count. Voted ballots can be mailed back or dropped off at a voting location or drop box.
With the World Series underway here at home, Adriana Gonzalez-Chavez joins us now from Chase Field for this week's forecast.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here at Chase Field with your weather report for this evening. We're sitting at about 74 degrees right now, and we're going to be staying in the 70s with clear skies all evening, dipping down to 68 degrees by 10 p.m. tonight. And then looking at our low temperatures for tomorrow, it's going to be pretty chilly up north with the Grand Canyon hitting a cold low 18 degrees, Flagstaff a low of 20. With the southwest part of the state staying in the 50s, Phoenix hitting a low of 59, Gila Bend a low of 58, and Casa Grande a low of 56 degrees. Looking at our high temperatures for tomorrow, we're going to be in the 80s pretty much in the southwest part, with Phoenix hitting a high of 83, Casa Grande a high of 80, Yuma a high of 82, and then pretty chilly up north with Grand Canyon hitting a high of 55, Flagstaff a high of 53. And then looking into our 8-day forecast, perfect weather for games 4 and 5. Tomorrow we'll be hitting a high of 82, low of 57. Wednesday, chance of clouds with a high of 83, low of 59. Then we get a little bit warmer as the week goes on. Sunday, almost hitting 90, but not quite, with a high of 89 degrees, low of 59. Monday, high of 88. Tuesday, high of 87, with a low of 61 degrees. Now to you, Sam, with the Cronkite Sports Report.
Thanks, Adriana. Coming up next on Cronkite Sports, we've got more things D-backs, plus another big win for Arizona sports. Our team has you covered on how Valley Football Club is preparing to play on one of the biggest stages in United Soccer League.
And that's the way it is. Monday, September.
Newscasting has changed a lot since the time of Walter Cronkite. That's why here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism, you can learn the studio production skills of today in real time. Whether you want to work audio, direct, technical direct, design graphics, or you can even run the floor. It's all part of the Television Production and Graphics Lab here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. We're going on in 3, 2...
Did you know newsrooms today are looking for bilingual journalists? Cronkite Noticias prepares you to cover diverse communities. In Cronkite Noticias, you will obtain an unforgettable experience
Nopales como este van a tumbar.
Cronkite Noticias.
and develop your skills with the latest technology.
Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communications Phoenix Sports Bureau provides students with hands-on learning experiences and opportunities in sports journalism. From covering local high schools, colleges, and the pros, students get the opportunity to go live from our Facebook shows covering local, collegiate, and pro sports in the Valley. From digital reporting, broadcast, social media, and producing, there's opportunities for all. For more, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Good evening and welcome to the Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Sam Stern. As the Diamondbacks are playing the World Series Game 3 right now at Chase Field, they are relying on a 25-year-old rookie to keep his postseason streak alive. Brandon Pfaadt is on the mound making his 6th start of this postseason, and in Pfaadt's 5 previous appearances, he has a 2.7 ERA, and the Diamondbacks have won every single game he's started. Pfaadt finds it hard to believe that he's starting to get recognized at this level.
3 weeks ago, me and Ryan Nelson went out to eat, and this kid walks up and he's like, "Hey, can I have a picture?" And we're like, "Wait, does he recognize us, or he just wants a picture?" And that was pretty cool. So we're just gonna go out there and treat it like any other start and be ready to go, try to attack guys to the way we've been doing, and try to be as efficient as possible.
As for managing pitchers, in this series, Torey Lovello says he needs to take each game on its own, and as always, has a plan for that.
Brandon Pfaadt has been throwing the ball really well. If it calls for him to go a little bit deeper, I'll make that decision. But if we need to, maneuver into the bullpen, I'm going to take care of Game 3. During Game 3, I can't worry about what some of the contingencies will be beyond that.
From one D-backs rookie making an impact to another, Corbin Carroll has also been the key during this team's postseason run, and you can expect the outfielder to be a contender for the National League Rookie of the Year. Aaron Gonzalez now joins us from the newsroom with more on how Carroll has been preparing for the moment his whole life.
That's right. Thank you, Sam. There's no doubt that Corbin Carroll is having a stellar rookie season. It's remarkable that a player so young can come up so big in these high-pressure games. But for the people who know him best from his playing days at Lakeside High School in Seattle, it comes as no surprise.
I mean, you could tell on day one he was really good. And then I think the other part, and probably more importantly, it was pretty apparent that he was very serious about his own development. Like he was a worker and did not miss opportunities to get better.
Corbin Carroll's former high school coach, Kellen Sundin, was impressed with the player's outlook and demeanor on the field from a young age, and knew back then he'd be ready to answer the call.
He's just a really solid kid, and I've always been impressed by his ability to look forward and be prepared for the next thing that's coming his way. If there's ever any adversity, he's pretty quick to get past that and get on to the next thing and prepare himself the best he can. He's really smart and savvy in that way.
I think him being so process oriented, just even from the beginning, I mean, I think he focused so much on, getting better, and he practiced so hard that the results kind of just came easily for him, just because of the work that he put in.
William DeForest, Corbin's former high school teammate and close friend, knew there was something different and special about Carroll the first time they met.
The biggest thing was his speed. He's always been fast. I think it almost just felt like he was playing the game on kind of like a slightly different like if you know video games, like a different slider.
From his high school playing days to now playing in the World Series, DeForest couldn't be more excited for his friend and the journey he's been on.
So much of his game is mental. He's like so sharp, and he really puts in the time and effort to do the little things right, like the preparation, the studying that takes care of his body. Like all those little things are really what put him above the rest, and I think of what ultimately contributed to this amazing journey.
And Carroll's former coaches and teammates are hoping this journey continues with the World Series victory. In Phoenix, Aaron Gonzalez, Cronkite News.
As Game 3 is underway at Chase Field, Game 4 will also be here in Phoenix for a spooky edition of the Fall Classic. It's going to be a madhouse downtown, with the Suns also playing at home against #1 overall pick Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs. And luckily for the Valley, the Snakes' Game 2 victory forced a Game 5 that will also be here in Phoenix, while a potential Game 6 and 7 will go back in Arlington. The Phoenix Rising are indeed on the rise as the club advanced to the Western Conference Final with a 2-1 victory over Orange County SC. Emile Akwe sealed the win after scoring in the 116th minute, as Phoenix will face Sacramento Republic FC in its first conference championship match since 2020. And although the team is proud of their success, they know that journey will only come with more challenges.
It's a process, and processes take time. Thankfully, the hard work of this year, it's taken us this far now. Now we cannot forget everything that we've done in order to get here. We enjoyed tonight, and then we switch on again and make sure that we're ready to go next week, because I promise you it's going to be another battle.
ASU football picked up their second win of the season and just their first Pac-12 victory as they beat Washington State over the weekend, 38-27. The rushing game helped propel Kenny Dillingham's squad into the win column, and the first-year head coach said pretty much everything finally clicked for the Sun Devils.
I thought we ran the ball well, and I thought our guys just executed at a higher level. I don't think there was a secret sauce. I just think we literally just ran everything correct, and we executed, and then the guys made plays. I mean, that was the most plays we've made.
And the winning continues for Arizona sports as the Phoenix Suns earned the dub at home against the Utah Jazz, despite being without Booker and Beal again. Kevin Durant continues to shine with yet another game of 25 points or more, but this game left room for more players to step up. Eric Gordon got the start in place of Booker and did not disappoint with 21 first-half points. And check this out. Grayson Allen had a slow start, but put up 17 on Saturday, including 2 with this coast-to-coast slam. The bench loved it, and the Suns take the game 126-104. They'll be back at Footprint Center tomorrow at 7 to face the San Antonio Spurs. News out of the Cardinals this afternoon following their loss to the Ravens yesterday. Head coach Jonathan Gannon has benched quarterback Joshua Dobbs. The team is ramping up Kyler Murray to possibly start this Sunday, but if Murray can't go, it will be the rookie Clayton Tune who will get the call against the Browns. That wraps up your Cronkite Sports Report, and remember to stay tuned for more World Series coverage right here on Cronkite News. I'm Sam Stern. Jacob and Tabitha, back to you.
Thanks, Sam. And wow, would you take a look at this? It's a lot to take in, and it's a new treat at Chase Field. After the break, we're going to take you through all of the new foods that they added to the menu in honor of the D-backs World Series homestand.
And as much as we might want to go out and grab one of whatever this is, stay with us because Cronkite News is back in 2 minutes.
The way it is, Monday, September.
Newscasting has changed a lot since the time of Walter Cronkite. That's why here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism, you can learn the studio production skills of today in real time. Whether you want to work audio, direct, technical direct, design graphics, or you can even run the floor. It's all part of the Television Production and Graphics Lab. here at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. We're going on in 3, 2.
Did you know newsrooms today are looking for bilingual journalists? Cronkite Noticias prepares you to cover diverse communities. In Cronkite Noticias, you will obtain an unforgettable experience
Nopales como este van a tumbar.
Cronkite Noticias.
and develop your skills with the latest technology.
Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communications Phoenix Sports Bureau provides students with hands-on learning experiences and opportunities in sports journalism. From covering local high schools, colleges, and the pros, students get the opportunity to go live from our Facebook shows covering local, collegiate, and pro sports in the Valley. From digital reporting, broadcast, social media, and producing, there's opportunities for all. For more, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Welcome back. If you're watching us live, then you probably aren't watching the D-backs play in Game 3 of the World Series.
But even non-baseball fans might be interested in some new offerings down at Chase Field. Chase Field is adding some championship items to their menu just for the World Series. Check out these photos of the new menu items. They include Cajun shrimp fries, tenderloin steak nachos, and a new steak sandwich.
That's it for Cronkite News. Thank you for joining us.
And to see top Arizona stories anytime, log on to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.